Dr. Glen Thompson is a graduate of Columbia University. He currently serves here at Asia Lutheran Seminary as academic dean. He's a professor of New Testament and historic theology. Dr. Thompson has delivered many papers and lectures on many different subjects around the world. Some of Dr. Thompson's interests and expertise: pedagogy in Greek and early papacy and early Christian house churches. He has a website for this, fourthcentury.com, fourthcentury.com. Today, Dr. Thompson is going to speak about another specific interest and expertise, early Christianity in China, based on the Jingjiao Steely. I hope that this lecture gives you insights into early Christianity in China, and may God bless you as you watch the video today.
In the last few years, there's been an increasing interest in the Jingjiao among Chinese Christians and scholars.
咁喺過去嗰數十年，其實咧對中國嘅基督徒咧，其實對景教嘅研究咧就越嚟越多濃厚嘅興趣嘅。
This evening, I'm going to give a general introduction to the subject of the Jingjiao.
今晚咧，首先係會向大家咧介紹一下景教嘅。
And then we're going to talk more in detail about this famous Jingjiao Bay.
跟住咧，我哋就會深入啲去睇下一個好出名嘅大秦景教流行中國碑。
And some of the more recent research that we've been doing on it.
咁亦都會同大家分享一啲我哋近期嘅一啲研究。
Now, Middle Eastern missions came to China twice in the first 1,000 to 1,500 years after Christ.
有關對於中東嘅傳教士咧，係來華咧，其實可以分到兩個階段嘅。
Under the Tang dynasty, the church in China was known as the Jingjiao.
咁喺唐朝嗰個年代咧，當時嘅基督教咧被稱為景教。
And we will be talking mostly about the Jingjiao this evening.
咁我哋今晚咧就會集中係講關於景教嘅事啦。
But there was a second flourishing of this same church during the Yuan dynasty.
咁但係同樣嘅教會咧，其實來華嘅另外一個階段咧，我哋係集中喺元朝啦。
And during that period, it was known as the Yelikowenjiao.
咁喺當時元朝嘅教會咧，被稱為雅利可溫教。
Because of time, we don't have much opportunity this evening to speak of the Yelikowenjiao.
咁因為時間關係咧，今晚就可能唔會同大家分享雅利可溫教啦。
But here in Hong Kong, we happen to have the world's best collection of artifacts from this period, Christian artifacts.
咁但係咧，其實咧喺香港咧有個可以稱為全世界一個好豐富嘅收藏。
And I would encourage all of you to go over to the Hong Kong University Art Museum to see the wonderful display they have of almost 1,000 crosses from this period.
咁喺香港大學佢哋嘅藝術館裏邊，其實佢哋收藏咗接近1000件嘅關於十字架嘅一啲嘅文物嘅，咁大家可以有興趣嘅可以過去參觀下嘅。
And we just happen to have the world's leading authority on these crosses with us this evening.
咁我哋今晚亦都好榮幸啦，我哋有個好專門研究呢一方面嘅教授喺我哋當中啦。
Andrea Chen.
咁啊。
She's writing her doctoral dissertation at Hong Kong U on these crosses, so feel free to ask her any questions you have to straighten you out after my talk tonight. When we have courses in church history, we usually talk about the Latin Church and the Greek Church.
咁當喺我哋嘅神學院或者學校裏邊想講關於教會裏邊啦，通常集中都係講粗拉丁語或者係希臘語嘅啲教會。
Because the gospel spread from Palestine through the Greek-speaking half of the Mediterranean world.
教會咧就會喺地中海地區粗希臘語一啲嘅地方去向東傳啦。
And then through the Latin-speaking western half of the Roman Empire.
咁喺西面咧就係一啲集中喺羅馬帝國嘅粗拉丁文語嘅國家。
And all of the earliest church historians came from these parts.
咁因為早期嘅一啲嘅歷史嘅學者啦，通常都係研究嚟自呢兩個地區嘅。
But there was a third important linguistic area, the Syriac area, farther east.
但其實當時咧係在更東方嘅一部分咧，就有啲地區咧就係操敍利亞語嘅教會嘅。
So whereas most seminary students are very familiar with the course of church history to the west, few know about what happened further east.
咁所以佢神學院或者一啲教會歷史嘅一啲課程裏邊咧，集中都係西面啦，咁但係好少咧就講關於東方嗰邊嘅教會。
But during the 2nd and 3rd century, the gospel spread throughout the area we call Mesopotamia.
咁但係去到2同第3世紀嘅時候咧，其實當時嘅一啲基督教咧已經係傳到我哋美索不達米亞地區嘅一啲嘅地方。
Between the two rivers, the Euphrates and the Tigris.
咁咧就係圍繞喺幼發拉底河同埋底格里斯河嘅附近嘅地區。
Modern day Iraq, mostly.
咁係今日嘅現今嘅伊拉克嘅地區。
And a large number of people in this area became Christians.
咁喺當地咧，好大部分嘅人咧成為基督徒。
Christianity also spread south into the Arabian Peninsula.
咁其實咧，當時嘅基督教咧亦都向南度傳播，去到阿拉伯地區嘅。
And east into Persia or Iran.
咁向東嘅咧，亦都傳到去波斯同埋伊朗。
And in the 4th, 5th, 6th centuries, it continued to spread all the way towards China.
咁去到第4、第5、第6世紀咧，就係一路發展咧，就向東面啊，就係傳到去中國。
So this church we call the Church of the East.
咁我哋稱當時嘅叫為之東方嘅教會咧。
And we call it a Syriac church because Syriac was the language of liturgy and church life.
咁我哋稱之為敍利亞教會咧，其實咧主要就係形容佢哋係日常嘅教會敬拜裏邊咧，就係用敍利亞語。
And Syriac was actually very close to the language that Jesus spoke.
咁我哋敍利亞語個語系咧，其實都係當時耶穌佢哋常用嘅一個語言。
Very similar to Aramaic, but only written with a different alphabet.
咁佢亦都同亞蘭文咧就好接近嘅，只係佢哋嘅字母咧少少唔同。
So we are going to trace the history of this church as it moves into China.
咁我哋咧就會去睇睇當時教會點樣往東傳啊。
And that means moving through the empire called the Sassanid Empire.
咁咧當時咧其實嘅傳播咧就會經過咧當時稱為薩珊王朝嘅地區。
The Euphrates River was, for the most part, the borderline between the Roman Empire and the Middle Eastern Empire.
咁當時嘅幼發拉底河可以話係當時嘅羅馬帝國啦，同埋個薩珊王朝嘅一個分界線。
And the empire here called the Parthians were defeated by the Sassanids around 224.
所以當時嘅薩珊人咧就會打敗咗當嘅安息人。
And the Sassanid Empire spread throughout the area of Iraq and Iran.
咁而當時嘅薩珊人咧就會係分佈咗喺伊拉克同伊朗嘅一大地區啦。
Further east was another people called the Sogdians.
咁係往更東嘅地方咧，就係一啲叫律特人居住嘅地區啦。
And the Sassanids moved into this area somewhat, and other kingdoms were present during this period.
咁其實當薩珊王朝嘅有啲人咧遷入呢個地區時，其實當地都有唔同嘅人居住緊嘅。
And then further east is the Tang Empire.
咁啊，更往東嘅地區咧就係當時嘅唐朝嘅領土啦。
Which ended up going way up to the northwest, much further than the current border of China.
咁係其實佢西北面咧係比現今嘅中國嘅領土係更遠嘅。
So the gospel to get to China had to pass through the Persian, Parthian, or Sassanid Empire, and then through Sogdia to get to China.
咁所以當時咧嘅基督教咧要東傳咧，其實要經過好多地區啦，包括咗波斯啦、薩珊人啦、律特人嘅居住嘅唔同嘅地區。
And the way that happened was along the famous Silk Road.
咁係發生嘅沿途其實係沿住當時好出名嘅絲綢之路，
which was really not one road, but a series of roads leading from either India or the Middle East through to China.
咁我哋所講嘅絲綢之路唔係指一條路啦，係喺唔同嘅路徑啦，有南至去到印度啦，經過唔同嘅地區往中國嘅。
But even in those days, it was not one road, one belt.
係當時唔係而家我哋所講嘅一帶一路啦。
But it was a little simpler than today because you only had the Parthians and the Sogdians to get through instead of all of the different stands that we have today, countries.
咁但係其實比現今我哋如果講緊絲綢之路要經過好似比現今咁多國家咧，係當時其實係所經過嘅國家係少啲嘅。
Now we should not think of these early missionaries as early Marco Polos.
咁我哋又唔好諗當時早期嘅傳教士咧，就好似馬哥波羅咁樣。
Who got on a camel in the Middle East and got off the camel in Xi'an.
咁你唔好諗佢喺中東咧就坐個駱駝咁啊，到去西安咧就落駱駝咁樣啦。
Many of the missionaries and much of the Christian message did get carried on through traders.
咁但係反而咧係好多時嘅基督教嘅信息啦，或者啲傳教士咧係同埋啲商人嘅道路通道一齊經過從商嘅通道嘅。
But what probably happened was that the Parthian Christian traders converted some Sogdian traders.
咁當時有啲嘅應該係薩色人，佢哋就將個福音咧傳咗俾律特人嘅，再往東傳嘅。
And then it was Sogdian Christians who brought the gospel the next ways into China.
咁由當時應該係律特人嘅傳教士咧，將個信息係傳俾中國。
So if you go into a museum like the Hong Kong University Art Museum, you see many beautiful Tang dynasty images of these kind of traders.
咁如果去一啲博物館啦，或者去香港大學嘅啲藝術館或者唔同嘅地方，你睇到唐朝咧，咁好多嘅雕像啦，都會係好係類似呢種咁嘅風格。
But when you look close, you see they're not Chinese.
咁咧，你仔細去睇下咧，佢嘅人物咧就唔係中國人嚟嘅喎。
These are the Sogdians.
咁呢啲人物就係外來嘅律特人啦。
So we can think of people like this who had become Christians in Sogdia bringing the gospel into China.
咁所以我哋可以想像到嗰當時一啲律特人啦，佢哋成為基督徒之後咧，就將個基督教嘅信息咧帶嚟中國。
Now the story of the earliest church in China was lost until about 1625 when this big stele was discovered.
咁但係咧基督教來華嘅歷史其實咧有段時間係流失咗，直至到係呢塊景教碑被發現嘅。
Near modern Xi'an and the ancient Tang Dynasty capital Chang'an.
咁就係現今嘅西安啦。
In the West, when they heard about it, that this was a forgery, did not really exist.
咁所以當時早期嘅西方人就聽到件事咧，佢哋覺得應該係一個虛構嘅事嚟嘅。
Or was not genuine. The actual stele was erected in 781.
咁呢塊景教碑咧就喺公元781年咧樹立嘅。
So it had been buried for almost 900 years.
咁所以係接近900年之後咧先被發現。
But came out in wonderful condition, and you can still read almost every character of the 1800 characters very clearly.
咁佢被發掘嘅時候咧，佢嘅保存狀況非常良好啦，你差唔多可以喺碑上嘅1800個字裏邊咧，你都大部分嘅字你都可以讀到嘅。
For the next 300 years after 1625, this was almost the only information we had about this early church.
咁呢個碑文咧就喺1625年被發掘啦。喺被發掘咗之後咧，其實佢接往後嘅300年咧，我哋可以稱為咧當時嘅基督教嘅記載咧，只係由呢個碑文裏邊睇到嘅啫。
But in the early 20th century, a trove of new manuscripts were discovered at Dunhuang.
咁但係喺20世紀嘅初期啦，有一部分嘅手抄卷咧就喺敦煌裏邊被發掘出嚟。
98% were Buddhist,
咁當中嘅喺敦煌嘅手抄卷裏邊咧，98% 嘅出土嘅文章裏邊咧都係有關佛教嘅。
but a few came from other religions.
咁但係其他嘅少量其他宗教嘅抄本發現嘅。
And a few of those were Christian.
咁喺當中咧有好少部分咧就係有關基督教嘅。
However, most of these Christian manuscripts disappeared into private collectors' hands.
咁但係好不幸地咧，喺呢啲嘅發現嘅手抄卷咧，就係被一啲私人嘅收藏家咧去所收藏住，
making it very difficult for scholars to study them in detail.
咁令到學者咧就好難到可以仔細去研究。
And most of them into the hands of Japanese collectors.
而且當中大部分咧就係被日本嘅收藏家所收藏。
Which made it even more difficult for Chinese scholars to access them, probably.
咁令到中國嘅學者咧係更加難去研究。
And in fact, quite a number of Chinese scholars today will still cast some doubt on the authenticity of some of these documents.
咁所以咧，現今一啲嘅學者咧，其實中國嘅學者咧，其實都好懷疑緊呢一啲嘅文章嘅一啲嘅真實性。
And that's partly for political reasons.
咁亦都可能係因為政治嘅因素啦。
Actually, these kind of texts are extremely difficult to forge.
咁但係其實呢一類嘅文字其實係好難去模仿嘅。
Then, as recently as 2006, we had yet another discovery in Luoyang.
咁喺近期啦，喺2006年咧，喺洛陽咧有另外一個新嘅考古發現。
Of a pillar with a Christian text on it.
咁咧揾到一個經筒咧，咁喺上面咧就有一啲嘅基督教嘅文字喺上面。
From the early 9th century.
係當時嘅記載係約莫係9世紀嘅事。
And the theological text on this was exactly the same as one of the manuscripts from Dunhuang.
咁喺呢個經筒上面嘅有關神學嘅一啲記載嘅文字咧，其實咧就同喺敦煌裏邊發現嘅一啲嘅經文咧係非常之接近嘅。
So because of this, we now have a little more material to work with.
咁因為呢個新嘅考古發現啦，就令到學者而家咧有更多嘅材料可以去研究。
And we can start getting a little deeper idea about this early Tang Dynasty church.
咁亦都加深咗對唐朝嘅當時嘅基督教嘅一啲嘅了解同埋研究嘅方向。
We know that the Tang Dynasty capitals Xi'an and Luoyang had many foreigners living in them.
咁我哋知道喺唐朝嘅佢嘅首都西安同洛陽咧，當時有好多外國人居住嘅。
And many the foreigners were closely supervised by the government.
咁當時嘅外來人咧，其實佢哋都會係受到政府嘅一啲嘅管轄啦。
Some things never change.
咁呢啲通常都唔會變嘅。
But we know there were many foreigners who actually resided there, Sogdians, Persians, and later Uyghurs.
咁我哋知道當時咧好多陸特人啦、波斯人啦同埋維吾爾族人咧，其實已經係居住喺當地㗎啦。
So one of the questions we ask is whether these Christian churches were just foreigners' churches or whether they also spread to the locals.
其中一個問題就係話，當時嘅係基督教教會啦，係主要係俾外國人去參與啊，定係有冇將個基督教傳到俾當地嘅中國人呢？
Now what tipped us off to the origins of this particular stele was the non-Chinese writing that exists on several parts of the stele, at the bottom and on the two sides.
咁喺個景教碑嘅碑上面咧，其實我哋會睇到一啲外國嘅語言咧喺唔同嘅地方出現嘅。
And much of this is a list of priests of the church.
咁我哋可以睇到佢大部分咧都係屬於當時嘅神職人員嘅名字。
With their names in Syriac, but many names also in Chinese.
咁而佢哋嘅名字咧就係主要係用敍利亞語去記錄啦，有當中有部分咧都有佢哋嘅中文名喺上邊。
And more remains to be done to try to figure out whether these were Chinese people who took Syriac names or Syrian named people who took Chinese names.
咁其實好多研究咧都去研究佢哋呢個人名，究竟係敍利亞人去攞到一啲最後改一個中文名字啊，定係一個中國人而取得咗個敍利亞嘅名嘅？
And if we knew that, that would help us determine what percentage or that a larger percentage of the church may have been actually not foreigners, but local Chinese.
咁如果我哋喺呢方面可以研究到嘅話，其實亦都可以俾我哋一啲嘅資訊咧，係關於當時嘅教會啦，究竟係主要係外國人去構成啊，定係當中有部分咧係中國人嚟嘅？
I hope to do some more work in this area, but my initial idea from other mission fields is that it would be Chinese people taking Syriac or biblical names.
咁我都係想喺呢方面做多啲研究啦。不過好多人都會同我講，其實好有可能係中國人攞咗個敍利亞名，就例如而家嘅中國人咧，佢哋會改一個英文名，係或者用聖經嘅名去取名嘅。
Because in almost every foreign culture, when Christianity comes in, people often take a biblical name in addition to their given name.
因為我哋如果睇一個宣教歷史咧，其實好多外來嘅宣教士去到某個地方之後咧，當地人咧佢哋都好常咧就係以聖經裏邊嘅名字去命名嘅。
So here's an example from the Stele of some of the names given in Syriac and the translation.
咁呢啲喺呢個片咧就會睇到一啲名字啦嘅例子啦，就係佢有敍利亞名啦，同埋佢一個中文嘅名嘅。
But it's very clear that the connection with the mother church back in Syria was maintained.
咁但係好明顯睇到一樣嘢咧，就係當地嘅教會咧，同喺敍利亞語嘅母會咧嘅關係仍然好密切。
And the church's organization and much of its culture, its liturgy remains strongly influenced by the mother church in the Middle East.
咁我哋睇到佢嘅組織啦，佢哋嘅程序儀式啦，咁其實同文化啦，都好受到佢當地母會嘅影響。
Now the top of the stele says very clearly that this is the Dachin Stele from the west, or from that Dachin was used of the areas at different times of Syria, Byzantine Empire, all the areas, the big empires to the west.
咁喺個碑文嘅最頂部啦，其實係個標題啦。咁我哋睇到佢有大秦呢個字啦，喺當時咧就主要就係形容喺唔同年代，其實佢個所形容嘅地方都有啲唔同。不過大秦通常我哋可以知道佢一定係往西方啦，有段時間咧係形容敍利亞啦，亦都有形容係拜占庭帝國嘅。
And the church itself was called the Jingjiao.
咁啊，當時嘅教會就係景教啦。
Which was very much very difficult to translate, but we often say the luminous religion or the luminous teaching.
咁呢個景教嘅字，如果譯翻英文，其實都係用個光明嘅意思，咁就即係直譯翻出嚟嘅。
Or the brilliant teaching, and how it was spreading into China.
咁之後就講話佢係點樣喺中國流行啦。
I should say if you want to read more about the Church of the East in general,
咁如果你係想了解多啲有關東方教會嘅資料咧，
I can recommend a very fine book called The Martyred Church, A History of the Church of the East.
咁我會推薦呢一本書，大家可以去借嚟睇嘅。
Written by another person present with us this evening.
咁嘅作者亦都今日喺我哋嘅當中嘅。
David Wilmshurst, who is an expert in Syriac and has written a number of books on this area.